it's really great to be here and do all of that. And I just want to say that there's an importance to community, an importance to gathering. Community helps build people together and help each other grow. When we're with community, we get to connect and encourage each other, pray for each other, and grow along together with the Lord. And just as it is important for all of us to be part of that community in the gatherings, our moms are important to that community and gatherings. They can do various things in our community. They can help serve. They can do plannings. My mom can cook, and I love her cooking. As you can tell, I love it. And even hosting things for other families or cooking meals for others. Mothers are just great to have around. I'm thankful for my mom for sure. Sometimes things don't go as planned though. Sometimes people are late or we just have a missed opportunity to do whatever. And sometimes we just can't control everything. And I wish we could, but we can't. And that's okay. That's really okay. That's nothing too bad to not be able to control everything. But there's one thing I've learned growing up, is that I can depend on my mom no matter what. Because I know that she loves me and she cares about me. Love is a bond, or it's a connection that we have with another person. And love has the power to change things. Just as Jesus shared his love in multiple accounts through the Bible, love can change everything. In 1 Peter 4:8, it says, above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love is a conversion of a multitude of sins. Our mothers don't have the power to forgive us of our sins. Only God can do that. But they're a perfect example of what it is to be a steward of God's grace. Because love will overcome any mistake. I remember a story of my brother. He was given $100 to go buy groceries, and apparently he had a hole in his pocket. And by the time he got to the cash register, it had fallen out and was missing. Our mom was very frustrated and furious with my brother, but she forgave him because money can be replaced. But it was just funny how that came to be. And our mother forgave him. But no matter what needs forgiveness, a little bit of faith and a little bit of love can make the difference. And I'm thankful for all of my motherly influences in my life, whether they be spiritual mothers or my mom by blood. They've shown me great kind love and grace. Speaking of mothers, I want to talk about one mother specifically from the Bible today, and that is Sarah. Sarah, if you don't know, was married to Abraham. They had a son at a very old age, and Abraham was tasked to do some pretty crazy things with his son and test his faith, but we won't focus on that today. We're going to focus on Sarah. And Sarah had to be understanding when she learned about what Abraham attempted. Abraham was tasked with sacrificing his son, and they went on a trip to do that. But Abraham came back, and God provided a lamb. And I can just imagine Sarah just walking up to where they're eating, and she asked, Abraham, how was your day? And Abraham was like, well, yeah, God asked me to do this, and I almost did it, but he provided it. And I can just imagine Sarah being like, really? He asked you to do that? And he's like, yeah. And Sarah, she probably had to be super understanding, because I know I wouldn't be understanding. She had to wait her whole life to give birth to that child. She prayed and believed that God would provide, and God did. But she had to be understanding of her husband, and she was. And what Sarah had is what I would like to call a power-perfect love. And a power-perfect love, and that's what we're going to focus on today, is her power-perfect love. You see, a power-perfect love is basically like a superpower, you know? I'm a big comic book nerd, I'm a big nerd in general, and I'm not ashamed of it. But like, a power-perfect love is like their ability, their superhero power. You know, Wonder Woman has super strength and her lasso. Supergirl, who's the cousin of Superman, you know, she has all her super strength. Batgirl, Batman's sidekick, part of the Bat family. She has all these crazy intellectual knowledge and martial arts skills. Our mothers have this thing I call the power perfect ability. And we're going to focus on some of those abilities in the next coming moments. And I'm going to break them down for you. And first of all, the first ability is the power to believe. Just like Sarah had to believe in God over every aspect of her life when it came to having her son, Sarah believed. And we can also find another story in the Bible of the power to believe. And I think it's really cool about this story is because there's an unnamed character in the Bible. This woman had no name, and in Matthew 15, it shared the story of a Canaanite woman. This is a story of a mother who came to Jesus begging for him to heal her daughter. And during this time, the Canaanite woman broke every social law there was. A Canaanite woman approaching a Jewish man, asking for prayer for healing of her daughter. She broke every norm because she believed that Jesus had the capability and the power to change their lives. And she had the power to believe in that. And in Matthew 15:28, it says, "Then Jesus said to her, 'Woman, you have great faith. Your request is granted.'" The Canaanite woman went after Jesus. She believed that he had the power. And it continues on saying, "And her daughter was healed at that moment." The Canaanite woman, an unnamed woman of the Bible, had the power to approach Jesus and ask for healing, and God provided. Our mothers have the power to believe, and they believe in every one of us. And I'm thankful for that beyond measure. And to summarize the power to believe, because a mother always speaks truth, even when it is the hardest news to share, they speak out of the belief of their motherly instinct. An instinct that what they are teaching is right and the things we need to hear at that moment in time. Through their instinct as a mother, they're able to do and share things that are most needed in our lives. As I said before, I'm very thankful for this. In addition to speaking the truth, our mothers have the ability to believe when it is the most hardest thing to do. The second power perfect ability is the power to the weak. I like to share a story of how grateful I am for my mother. You see, back in January, I had some serious medical issues. I was pretty much bedridden. I couldn't walk. I had an unbearable amount of pain in my feet. And I couldn't provide for myself. I couldn't walk to the kitchen to go cook a meal. I could hardly take a shower without crying my balls out, or my eyes out. And my mom was there for every moment of it. She was by my side. She was taking care of me. She was doing things that I needed just when I was a baby. And like when I was a baby. And I was super thankful. And she was there providing for me. And she had the power to the weak. She loved me in my weakest moments. And all mothers have this caring heart. Just think about the last time you needed your mother in your weakest moments. She was there for you and willing to be any help that you needed. She was there praying for you in the background. She was there believing in you and in that power of weakness. Third is the power of understanding. Again, just like Sarah, who had the power of understanding Abraham and understanding what God asked her husband to do, Sarah was understanding. She didn't question it. She didn't have any second guesses. She understood what her husband had planned, and she understood that. In Psalms 56:3, it says, "When I am afraid, I put my trust in you." You, at the end of the verse, is meaning the Lord. The Lord helps us gain an understanding for those around us. In Proverbs 3:5, it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding." You see, when we don't trust the Lord, we kind of lose that understanding. We kind of get frustrated with people who are around us. Sometimes I get frustrated with my mom, and I'm sorry, Mom. But that understanding on both ways helps provide a clear understanding of each other and belief in believing in each other. Mothers here today or watching online, one of your biggest powers is the trust in the Lord. And that is a great example to lead by and share with your children. Trusting in the Lord and understanding God's power is the greatest example anyone can give to any believer or any non-believer. And our mothers are a great example of that. Trust builds your heart and fills it with understanding. And I know one thing that my brothers and I do is we practice wrestling moves on each other. You know, so it's like the wrestlers, they don't wear a shirt for a reason. They get their hand and they do like a chop back with the back of their hand, and it makes that loud clap. Well, sometimes my brother and I would do that just to get on our mom's nerves. And our mom has to be understanding because she knows we're playing, and sometimes we're good actors, you know? Sometimes we just fake it out. We chop it up, and my mom thinks we're really fighting, but my mom understands that we're not. But it's just really great to just do it and mess with it. And I'll close with this, just a short little thing. A mother's ultimate power. You know, superheroes, they have their ultimate abilities. Wonder Woman, I don't know what her ultimate ability is. I guess the last of truth or whatever. But Superman has like his super strength or laser vision. Iron Man has his like repulsor ray. This is his ultimate ability that they have. And our mother's ultimate ability is love in action. The greatest thing our mothers do is love us on a daily basis. And they love us in everything that they do, through their actions, through their faith, through their praying for us. Our mothers have the ultimate ability of love in action. And from the moment we were born, our mothers loved us, and our mothers would do anything for us, I think of an eye. And John 4:18 says, "There's no fear in love, but love drives out fear." Fear doesn't belong in our lives. And I know mothers have a lot of things to be afraid of, especially if they have kids from being injured and hurt pretty badly, or just financials or spiritual things in their lives, praying over others. There's a lot to be fearful in this world. There's a lot to be fearful in general from just what's going on in the world out today. But love drives out that fear. And our mothers have the greatest love there is. From the moment we were born, our mothers love us, and our dads love us. And it's incredible to see such a great, pure form of love that they provide for their children. And I'm incredibly thankful for that. And I can just imagine Sarah's love for Isaac, her love that she had for the son that God provided for her. It's such incredible to think and imagine just how much love that she had. Before love, like before, love can overcome any mistake. Just as we read a moment ago, perfect love drives out fear. As I close out, I'm going to share a little story about what God did in our family's lives over the past year. And for many of you who don't know, our mom shared a testimony about around Thanksgiving. She shared her heart about what God had done in our lives. You know, through the coronavirus and through shutting down, we weren't able to go to church. We weren't able to do these things that we normally did. And so life was different. Life was different for everyone. But for our family, it took a turn that we didn't expect. My mom went to the doctor, and she's diagnosed with cancer. And we didn't expect that. We're like, wow, what do we do with that information? So we asked for prayer. We asked for help. And we're super thankful for just our church family providing for our family in that time. They were able to cook meals for us, join us in prayer, and do all these things. And it's incredible to see God move. And I'm ready for God to move in this area. You know, through it all, our mother, she put her trust in the Lord. She had the power to believe. She put her trust in the Lord. She prayed. She read and studied the word of the Lord. And she never stopped believing in us. She never stopped believing in my brothers. She never stopped believing in me. And for those who don't know, I didn't know what to do, so I left. I moved to Tennessee with our oldest brother for a few months. I was afraid. I just didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want to believe that it was happening to our family. I couldn't understand it. It's already happened to us before, and I just couldn't believe it. Our mom believed in us. She believed that the decision I made to leave was the right decision to make. And even through all that, Our mom, she wasn't herself fully. She was sick. She was in pain. She was hurting. I didn't want to see that. I didn't want to see our mom going through that. But our mom had the power to understand. And she believed that what was going on was in God's plan. And I still can't wrap my head around that. I still can't understand how much faith my mother had. And she understood that all of us, all of our brothers, our dad, we had our own thoughts and our own thought process going through, but she understood what God was doing, and she never questioned it, not once. She never stopped believing in the Lord. She never stopped having faith. She had the ability to understand. And even though I wasn't there, I knew she understood what God was doing. Our mother believed that there was healing in the future, and it pulled through. You know, my mom took care of me when I was sick. She took care of me many times. She takes care of our family. And she, in her moment of weakness, still had the power to take care of us. She cleaned when we came home from work, tired. She still provided a meal for us. She still prayed for us. She still believed in us. She still had the power for the weak. And even in her weakness, she still had the strength to go through and provide like a mother does. I'm beyond thankful. I'm beyond thankful for all the mothers here who do the same for their children. Lastly, our mother, during this time, she had the power of love in action. She unleashed her ultimate ability 4 times that I could count. Through it, she loved our dad. She didn't know what the outcome was, but she still loved him. She showed it through her kindness towards him. She showed it through her attitude. She showed it through every avenue of her life.
Pun intended.
Yeah, pun intended, yeah. And our mother's love in action was the greatest example of what the Lord can do in our lives. And when I was out in Tennessee living with my brother for a short time, I was sitting with my friends, and we had the opportunity to go to this small gathering, a prayer and worship gathering. And I was sitting with them, and I met 2 guys. I had just met them prior, probably a week or 2 before, and we became really close. And they asked me, Zach, what's going on here? What can we pray for you about? And I said, well, I don't know. Life's pretty good. And they're like, well, is there anyone we can pray for? And I was like, well, yeah, you guys can pray for my mom. And we went into the conversation of what was going on through my mom. And I remember my friend saying, your mother may be going through the hardest time of her life, but she still is showing her love by praying and being there and living every day to her fullest. And I looked at my friend and I was like, how? And she said, the power of the Lord. And we went on that day, prayed and worshiped together, and that thought of living life to the fullest. Our mothers, they live life to the fullest every single day. They're caring for people. They're caring for those around them. They're loving every single person that they have that God put in their path. And we're thankful for every mother here that does that. And today, when you get the chance, I want you to just grab your mother by the hand and thank her for everything that she's done. If you have a spiritual mother, if you have someone who's filling that gap in your life, please do the same. I can count on both my hands, my toes, and probably every point of facial hair that I have on my face, the amount of spiritual mothers I have in my life. I'm thankful for every single one of them. I'm especially thankful for my mom, because the amount of prayer that they put in my life, the amount of believing that they believe in me, even when I mess up, because I know I mess up. I know I'm the worst at everything that I do, but I try. I fake it sometimes, trying to get through things, get it done, but they believe in me. I don't understand how they believe in me, but they do. And I'm thankful for my mother and all the spiritual mothers that help guide through life. And any person that has the power to love you, they have all the power, perfect abilities. They have every single power. They have the power to be with you through their weakness, through your weakness, they have the power to understand you. And they have the power to love you in action. I believe today everyone here has some form of these power perfect abilities. And today I want to specifically celebrate our mothers and their power perfect abilities. Their power perfect love overcomes everything, overcomes mistakes, overcomes fear. And in the end of the day, it's what saves us. It's what saves our sanity. It's what saves our frustration, what saves our fear. And I'm thankful because our mothers are a great example of the perfect embodiment of God. A God who sent his son down to die for us, to provide the ultimate sacrifice. Our mothers sacrifice a lot every day for the things that they do, the things that they provide. And I just want to say thank you. For today, we're celebrating our mothers and everything that they do. And I just want to thank all of our lovely mothers here today. You are amazing. You are some of the most amazing people that anybody has the opportunity to know. Everybody that you come across, when they see the perfect love that you have, and it's beyond incredible. I just want to close out with just a simple prayer as I hand it off to Pastor Ray. We love our mothers, every single one of you, and it is a great Mother's Day indeed. So Lord, we thank you for this opportunity to just be here in celebration, to be here with our family and community, God, to be here as a church for the very first time in a long time. It's a bit different being in person, God, but it's so much greater to be here together, worshiping and learning about you. And God, thank you for our mothers, for their power perfect love that they have for every single person, especially as kids. God, thank you, and I pray that you just put your hand over our mothers today and just bless their lives as they continue to celebrate Mother's Day, because they deserve it. They deserve this one day to be lifted on a high throne and loved and cherished. God, I thank you for every mother here. I thank you for the women who are spiritual leaders to people that you put in their lives. God, they are the most valuable teachers that we have in our lives. I thank you for our spiritual mothers, Lord. I thank you for today and just the opportunity to celebrate you and to celebrate them.
Thanks again for joining us this morning. If you have any questions on anything you've heard or you just want to talk, go ahead and comment down below. Or you can scan the QR code with your camera phone and it will lead you to our online connection card. Please feel free to fill that out because we'd love to connect with you. Now let us continue our worship with giving. As always, there's 2 ways to give. You can do so at avenuectx.com or text 84321. If you have any prayer requests or any needs, please reach our church at 254-523-6929. Join us next Sunday and have a great week. We love you and God bless.